What is going on, Washington? I almost said Washington football, but what's going on, Wizards fans? So this free agency so far, I'll give it a grade because I think we're kind of done with signing guys because we signed Bertans for 5 years, 80 mil, 16 mil per year. And then we signed Raul Neto, the former Sixers point guard, for 1 year, $1.8 million, if I'm not mistaken. We signed Robin Lopez for 1 year, $7 million. And then we signed Anthony Gill as well. So we did have the mid-level exception, and then we had the BAE exception for $3 million. So we spread that with Robin Lopez. I think we have like $2 million left to spend in the mid-level exception deal because we spent $7 million on Robin Lopez, and then we have $2 million left because you get $9 million in the mid-level exception. So we have $2 million left with that, and then we might have used the BAE exception for Raul Neto with 1.8, and then Anthony Gill as well for 2 years for a 2-year deal. So we as we all know, we had zero cap space, and Ted Leonsis does not want to go into the luxury tax for the Wizards. And I don't blame him because this is just not a roster to compete for an actual championship, in my opinion. We just didn't make, in free agency and the draft, we were looking for defense and we were looking for rim protection and maybe another shooter. But really, we were looking for defense and rim protection because we didn't have any problems scoring the basketball last year. We just had problems stopping the ball from going into the basket. We had no rim protection. And I love Thomas Bryant, but he's just not a rim protector. He's just not. He can score. I think he has good post moves. I think he has, a great motor running rim to rim. And he can shoot the ball. He played really well in the bubble. I love what I saw from Thomas Bryant, but we really needed to add an athletic center. And we didn't add an athletic center. We added Robin Lopez, who's a below the rim center. Now I'll go over our first signing and grade each move by move. And I guess I'll do a draft review as well. I did like the pick of Denny Avdija. I did like it. I like the pick. I didn't love the pick, but I like the pick. He fell to number 9. He is very versatile, has great basketball IQ, can dribble the ball. He can lull you to sleep with the between the leg dribbles and then get by you and score and finish. He can shoot the ball. I think he's a really good shooter. Does need to work on his left hand. Does need to work defensively. Does need to move his feet better. I love the height. I love the athleticism. 6'8", can dunk on your head. I saw the poster and the highlight. I love that a lot. Once again, like I said, he's very creative, very crafty. You're going to see some Euro steps from Denny. You're going to see some behind the back passes, kind of like how Satoransky used to do behind the back passes and nice bounce passes from half court. Just mixing up that international game, that international feel. You're going to get that from Denny. Just creative, real crafty, unorthodox kind of game from Denny where, one-on-one basketball can get other guys open, no look passes. That's what I'm looking for from Denny Avdija. Very versatile. Does need to bulk up. Does need to get in the weight room. Does need to get stronger. My comparison for him is Tony Kukoc, Hedo Turkoglu. I don't see Luka. A lot of people are saying Luka. I can kind of see where you see Luka in him, but I personally don't see Luka Doncic in him. I see more Tony Kukoc. I see more of Hedo Turkoglu. I see more of Danilo Gallinari. Those are the 3 comparisons for him. And an American comparison is maybe Gordon Hayward, and that's really it. So I did like the pick of number 9. Maybe you could have got Jalen Smith, a big, or you could have got Precious. I think either all 3 I would have been happy with because, we still didn't get a defender in the draft. We still didn't get a rim protector because with the second round pick, we got Cassius Winston, who I like a lot, who's crafty as well and can mix guys up. He has the Filet highlight mixtape if you didn't see that. Legendary college basketball player, beat Duke with Zion Williamson in Elite 8, and then, was a Big Ten Player of the Year in 2019, I want to say. Yeah, 2019, he was Big Ten Player of the Year. Coached by Tom Izzo, scrappy, gritty, tough point guard. And like I said, I'm a Maryland fan, so I saw what Cassius Winston did with Michigan State. He's on the status, he's almost on the status level of, he's like a Shabazz Napier type college basketball player where they won so many games. They were that starting point guard. He's the guy that you hate, the guy that's been there forever for 4 years. You're like, this guy is still in college. That's the kind of guy that Cassius Winston was. He's a gritty, tough point guard. He can score. He can fill it up. Should be a great point guard. He's just not athletic like people. That's the knock on him. He's not tall. He's not athletic. He's 6'1", 190. He doesn't look the part because he looked kind of like Draymond Green is a little chubby or whatever. Cassius Winston, they just don't look athletic, and they're not very athletic, but he can ball, he can scrap, and he can outsmart you. He can out-tough you. So that's why I like the pick of Cassius Winston. Even though we needed a wing defender and we needed a rim protector, maybe we could have found that in the second round. and we did not go that route. We got a backup point guard. That was a questionable pick, but I like Cassius Winston. I like him. I don't know if the pick was perfect for the Washington Wizards because you do already have Ish Smith as a backup, and we signed Raul Neto. So I give the Denny pick a B plus. I give the Cassius Winston pick same thing, B plus B. I give it like a B plus. Could have went with Cassius Winston. Could have went with Cassius Stanley out of Duke. Maybe could have got him an athletic wing. He can defend a little bit. Super athletic from Duke and can dunk on your head and all that. I didn't really see his jump shot like that, but maybe you could have went that route just to bring some more athleticism on the wing because right now we only have Bonga at the small forward position and Bertans. Not very athletic wings. We just don't have that on this roster. And now I'll transition to free agency. So I give our draft a B plus. I liked our draft. I wasn't mad at the draft. Like I said, we just didn't feel the needs. We got talented players, but we didn't feel what we really needed, which was athleticism and defense and rim protection. So we did not get it. So actually, I'd bring it down to a B. I give it a B. Not an A, not an A plus, not an A-. I give it a B, or not a B plus. Free agency. First, we signed Anthony Gill. I had to look up some things about Anthony Gill because, he went to UVA, went to Virginia. He's 6'8". A lot of people are comparing him to Mike Scott. Maybe he can come off the bench and score like Mike Scott did. Mike Scott made some tough buckets for us when he was here. This will be Anthony Gill's rookie year in the NBA, I think. So over the last 2 seasons in the EuroLeague, he shot a field goal percentage of 63% in spot-up situations, 63% going one-on-one in the post, and 68% finishing around the rim. He's actually pretty athletic. He can finish around the rim. He averaged 8.3 points per game last year, 4 rebounds per game, 57% from the field, 44% from the three-point line, and 85% from the free throw line, 18 minutes per game. So he's going to be a bench guy, of course. Shot 44%, like I said, in the EuroLeague. He did play with Davis's brother overseas as well. I think his name was like Darius or something like that. So in 2020, he shot 44%. He shot 22 for 50 from three-point line. So he didn't shoot many threes. So don't get it twisted like he's a Bertans or something like that. Didn't shoot many threes, but for the threes he shot, he took advantage of it and made them. The Anthony Gill pickup, it was a low risk, high reward signing, 2-year deal, kind of random signing in my opinion, but I give that a B minus signing in my opinion. I give that a B minus signing. But once you got to understand the money that we had, we just didn't have a lot of money to dish out to players. But I feel like we could have got somebody better, in my opinion. Now we'll transition to Davis Bertans. I give that an A plus signing because that's something that we had to do. 5 years, $80 million. He wanted the big bag. If we didn't give him the bag, he was going to leave. He actually probably could have got at least 18 mil elsewhere, maybe with the Knicks. Or I'm trying to think who else wanted Bertans. Maybe the Magic. I might be wrong. I know the Knicks definitely had interest in Bertans. So you had to go over 15 mil to bring him back. You just had to. And the Latvian Blazers shot 42% from the three-point line last year. 15 points per game off the bench. Was in the three-point contest. And he shoots threes from well beyond the three-point line. So he can really space out the floor. If John Wall does come back, or if we get Russell Westbrook or whoever point guard we do bring in from a trade, he spaces up the floor and makes the game a lot easier for Bradley Beal. And today's game is a shooter's league. So you need shooters like Davis Bertans. That's how you win games, by shooting and spacing the floor. So we had to, I don't know if they locked him up in a room. It was like, you got to sign this contract. You can't leave. You just got to do that with Davis Bertans. Who else? We signed Robin Lopez. I gave that one a C minus. That was a 1-year deal for $7 million. I thought it was a little expensive for him. For a guy that averages 5 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. I'm gonna look at his stats real quick. Bear with me because, like I said, these are some guys that, they're not heavily talked about. Yeah, Robin Lopez averaged 5 points a game and 2 rebounds a game. That's abysmal for a team that. And another thing, we needed rebound and rim protection, athleticism, and defense. We needed all those things, and we did not get athletic at all. Robin Lopez is a below the rim center. He's known for fighting the mascots. He's the brother of Brooke Lopez. Previous years with the Chicago Bulls, he averaged 9 points a game. 1 year with the Bulls, he averaged 11 points a game and 4 rebounds a game. And then the other year, he averaged 9 points and 3.9 rebounds a game. He just doesn't rebound the ball enough for me. He doesn't really rebound the ball enough. He's not tough enough. We needed toughness too. There was a lot of games last year where I saw the Wizards get bullied in the post. I think it was the Warriors game without Steph, without Clay. They came to town with Draymond Green and Marquise Chris, and they out-rebounded us. They out-muscled us, out-hustled us, and they were the worst team in the league, as the Warriors did have with the second pick, but they really should have had the first pick because they had the worst record in the league, if I'm not mistaken. And they bullied us in DC. They beat us up, and we actually were in playoff contention at the time. We were the 9th seed. We finished as the 9th seed. And there were times where we really could have been that 8th seed and just could have been a shoo-in for the playoffs. But of course, we got bullied by every team that came in. I seen Tristan Thompson coming here with the Cavaliers. They bullied us and beat us with Andre Drummond and Kevin Love. And we just got bullied last year. And he's going to be Thomas Bryant's backup. So Thomas Bryant's supposed to be starting. Honestly, I love Thomas Bryant, but I didn't want to go in the season with him starting. I really looked at Thomas Bryant as a sixth man scorer off the bench that could still average 12 points and 7 rebounds a game off the bench. Because Thomas Bryant can really, really score. But I mean, if he gets better and plays better, then I guess he is a starting caliber center. I just wanted more of a rim protector and more of a guy that can play above the rim. But Thomas Bryant really has showed out. He's gotten better each year. So we'll see what Thomas Bryant can do. But I give the Robin Lopez signing a C. I really do. I give that a C. Raul Neto, 1 year, $1.8 million. Raul Neto, he averaged, let's see how much he averaged last year. With the Sixers, he averaged 5 points a game and 1.8 assists. I heard he was a turnover machine. There's actually a highlight going on Twitter of him turning over the basketball multiple times. So he's a backup point guard. He's going to be behind Ish Smith and John Wall if John Wall plays. We'll see what happens, but not a fan of the signing. 1 year, $1.8 million. I give that a C+ signing. I know, we could use depth. We just drafted Cassius Winston. I'd rather just have Cassius Winston. I'd rather them go after a wing. I don't know what you're going to get for $1 million, but, that, in my opinion, was an underwhelming signing. If you're trying to compete in the East, you look what other teams have done. We didn't make any significant signings. And like I said, I know we didn't have a lot of cap space, but we did not make a lot of significant signings at all. We did get an international team. A lot of people are saying Tommy Shepard is more concerned about having international players rather than getting actual talent. And it somewhat is looking that way. Now I do like that we're global now. We have Rui. We have Denny. We have now Raul Neto. So it's tough. Davis Bertans, of course, the Latvian laser. Davis is legit, though. But Rui's legit, too, in my opinion. But yeah, the talent we signed this offseason, I give this free agency grade a C. We really got a C. It might be a D+ because I'll go with a D. Actually, I'll go with a D+ because we did not address. We didn't bring in a rim protector. We didn't bring in a rebounder. We didn't bring in a tough guy. We could have got maybe Nerlens Noel, maybe Harry Giles, maybe Hassan Whiteside. We didn't go after Boogie Cousins. We didn't go after Tristan Thompson. We didn't go after any big that could rebound and defend and play above the rim at all. Maybe even Willie Cauley-Stein is kind of soft. He's not that great, but I'd rather have him than Robin Lopez. My goodness. Even Aaron Baines. I'd rather have Aaron Baines than Robin Lopez. I'm not the biggest fan of Aaron Baines either, but my gosh, we really whiffed on the center position, bringing in a rim protector, somebody that can defend. We let it go of Jan Mahimi, but Robin Lopez, in my opinion, is not that much of an upgrade. It really isn't. I'd rather bring back Jason Smith from retirement. He could probably do the same thing that Robin Lopez is going to do for us. At least Jason Smith can shoot threes. Like I said, we did not address the positions of need. We did not we did not sign a wing player that can defend. Maybe a Mo Harkless, maybe a Torrey Craig, maybe a Jay Crowder, maybe a Avery Bradley. We didn't bring in any of those guys. And I know some of those guys, they want to win games, so they're not coming to DC. There's just nothing attractive here. And then after John Wall requested a trade, the value of coming to DC really, really, really went down. So if I'm Bradley Beal or John Wall and I do end up staying here, I'm not going to stay here for long because you look at this surrounding roster and the additions they made. These are not winning moves. It's not winning moves. Robin Lopez is not a winning signing. Raul Neto is not a move that moves the needle at all. And Anthony Gill is not a move that moves the needle at all. No disrespect, but they're just not going to make us better in the NBA. They're not going to make us better even in the East. The East is getting better, man. The East is getting better. You look at the lineup. You look at the Nets. You look at the Celtics. You look at the Raptors. You look at the Pacers. You look at the Miami Heat. That's 5 teams that are clearly better than us right now. 5 teams. Did I even say the Bucks with Giannis? So that's 6 teams right there that are clearly better than Washington. Clearly better. Miles ahead of Washington right now. Trying to see who else is in the East. The way we stack up is just, it's not good. It's not good right now. Sixers. I didn't even say the Sixers with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. So that's 7 teams that are clearly better than us. The Hawks got better. They got better. They did. They got Trae Young. He's going to be better next year. They got Clint Capella. So I don't even think we're better than the Hawks right now, to be honest with you, sometimes. I mean, unless John Wall really comes back and can show that he's at that form, or we get a trade for maybe Russell Westbrook. So this free agency and draft was pretty disappointing as far as addressing the team needs. We did not address the team needs whatsoever. So I'm really hoping a trade happens, man. I do like Tommy Shepard. I think he's a nice guy. But yeah, we definitely didn't address any needs on this roster so far. So the roster of the point guard position right now is John Wall, Ish Smith behind him, Raul Neto. His third string of Cassius Winston. Shooting guard is Bradley Bill and Troy Brown Jr. Small forward is Isak Bonga, Dini Advija, Jerome Robinson. Power forward is Rui Hachimura, Davis Bertans, Anthony Gill. Center position is Thomas Bryant, Robert Lopez, Mo Wagner. Adjentius Peshnikas AP, who missed a lot of layups last year, but he can dunk. He's like 7 feet tall. He's kind of a G League player, so this roster looks pretty ugly on paper. Right now, it's going to be John, Brad. Small forward will probably be Davis. At the 4 will be Rui, and then at the 5 is Thomas Bryant. So defensively, we're still not good. We're still not tough in the paint. We're still not protecting the rim. We didn't make any of those moves to get better in those positions. So we'll see. I just got to see, what we get in return for John Wall, or if his contract is just so untradeable to the point where John Wall is just still going to be on this roster. So you guys let me know what you guys think about the moves. You guys let me know what you guys think about the draft as well. So we'll see, man. All right, y'all. Hell to the Wizards, man. It might be a long season. I hope we can make a deal to the Rockets to possibly get Russell Westbrook. If we don't do that trade, a lot of people want Blake Griffin. I'm not sure if I'm really high on Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, I feel like he's a shell of himself right now because there's so many of the injuries. But the Magic trade was intriguing. Getting Markelle Fultz back and Aaron Gordon possibly, or Markelle Fultz, Terrence Ross, and a first-round pick possibly in return. That was somewhat intriguing to me. That was something. I know Markelle Fultz doesn't have a jump shot either, but he looked pretty good. He looked like he's getting better each year. So we'll see what happens. All right, you guys. Hail to the Wizards. Peace.